Great news all around in this video. Not only have I finally received my hoodie back, but I have new hats that came back. And don't worry, I didn't just take my hoodie back from my wife. I replaced it with a new one. I saw in the comments, people were saying, just buy your wife another hoodie. So I did. Welcome back to another video, everybody. This is going to be an awesome one. You're going to want to share it to Facebook. You're going to want to share it to Facebook groups, to all your friends, because people are calling on Justin Trudeau to resign. And no, not Mr. Sunshine Baby with his awesome titles and thumbnails, but the actual Liberal caucus members are calling on Justin Trudeau to resign. And it's a little, we're in a tricky situation because on the path that we are now, as Trudeau, the prime minister, and the one who's re-electing or trying to re-elect to be prime minister again, it's going to be a clear landslide victory. Pierre Poilievre is going to wipe the floor with Trudeau. Now, is there a better chance for the Liberals to gain more power or gain, victory in an election if it isn't Justin Trudeau? That's kind of what we're going to talk about in this video, because as much as we want Trudeau to resign, I don't know if that's the best move. Controversial start. Stick with me. Don't dislike the video. Okay, just drop a like, follow, subscribe, whatever you got to do, because we're going to take a look at some facts here. Okay, I mean, I want Trudeau to resign, obviously, but I also don't want Liberals to get somebody else in power and then them to win an election. So we're going to take a look at the polls. This is 338 polling, and every time we check up on this, the Conservatives just climb and climb and climb. They need 170 seats for a majority government, and right now they're sitting at a projected 179 seats. This is incredible. The odds of the Conservative government winning the election are 98%, and 65% likely to win a majority, 33% likely to win a minority government. So it's looking extremely favorable for Pierre Poilievre and the Conservative Party of Canada. Now, here's where we're getting into some very weird waters, because as much, just from a strategic standpoint, put emotions aside, objectively, as much as we want Justin Trudeau to resign, if he resigns and someone else comes in, and it doesn't matter who it is, right? It could be Freeland, it could be Anita, it could be some person that we've never seen before. They would actually stand a better chance of the Liberals winning next election. Not better than Pierre, but better than Trudeau himself. Trudeau is a sinking ship. He's driving the Liberal Party into the ground. And so do we really want to take that away from them? Because they are heading into the ground. So we kind of want to let them just nuke themselves. But let's take a look at this article. There's work to do. Trudeau on resigning amid tanking poll numbers. People don't want politicians speaking about themselves. People want politicians to focus on their challenges, and that's exactly what we're going to do, he told reporters in London, Ontario. Prime Minister Trudeau has rejected the notion of stepping down amid plummeting poll numbers when asked whether he would resign as the Liberal leader during a news conference on Wednesday afternoon. Speaking in English and French to reporters in London, Ontario to address housing affordability, Trudeau said he had more work to do as head of the Liberal Party. Now, it must have been a little hard to hear Justin Trudeau speaking, because if you have seen any of my latest videos, you'll notice that there was a lot of people who were outside of where their conference was, just completely heckling them. Let's take a look at this mainstream media video here on YouTube. This account has, it's WION. They have 7.85 million subscribers. It's a news channel, and saying Justin Trudeau asked to step down as party leader.
All right, let's take you to Canada now, where the country's Prime Minister Justin Trudeau is under immense pressure. He's being asked to step down as party leader amid a series of controversies and alleged shortcomings. Despite pressure mounting against Trudeau, he has rebuffed the idea, and all this is happening amid slumping poll numbers for the Canadian Prime Minister as well. And the rise of the country's opposition Conservatives is also an important point. At a news conference, when the Canadian Prime Minister was asked whether he would resign as his party's leader, Trudeau told reporters that he has more work to do. According to an Abacus data poll from late August, 56% of Canadians believe Trudeau should step down and let someone else lead the party. That's compared to 27% who said that he should run again. Trudeau led the Liberal Party to victory in 2015's federal elections, ending nearly a decade of Conservative-led government. But since that victory, he has seen his support slip amid growing frustration over high inflation, soaring house costs, and other issues as well. Trudeau also bore the brunt of public anger over how he managed the COVID-19 pandemic. He became a regular target of anti-vaccine protesters and right-wing politicians who questioned Trudeau's COVID-19 lockdown measures and other public health policies across Canada. The findings came as the right-wing Conservative Party of Canada has seen a jump in support under its new leader, Pierre Poilievre. Poilievre is a populist career politician who took the reins of the party in September of last year.
What we really need is for a snap election. Never mind somebody resigning or not. We need a complete snap election because that's going to give Canada the ability to switch governments. And even if Trudeau resigns, which we know isn't likely, but the way that the polls are going, the way that the public outcry is going, the Liberals are feeling the effects of what Canadians actually want. It must really take a toll. Like, at the end of the day, you have to remember these people are human, as hard as it is to believe. So when they're showing up to these conferences, they're told they have to smile and they have to wave when they're being completely heckled, and they have to be respectful to the best of their ability. Obviously, they are not good at any of those things. But nonetheless, when you show up anywhere, it doesn't matter how much PR training you have. It doesn't matter how sadistic you are. If you're always being met with dozens or hundreds or even thousands of people that are protesting you, chanting your name, F you, F this, F that, always, constantly, never ending. You're spotted in public the way Freeland has been spotted in public and then questioned on the spot. And then she walks away from her, from her shame. It takes a toll on you. And so all of these people are realizing, hey man, our boss is kind of the center, gravitational pull for all of this hatred. What if we just kick him out, get him to resign so that we can stay on board? That must be a conversation that has happened. And it has happened when you saw that with the Liberal cabinet shuffle, where they actually presented that and Trudeau said, no, I'm not resigning. But it seems like now that's resurfacing and people are thinking, hey, maybe he should resign. And obviously, it doesn't help Trudeau's case when you have Pierre Poilievre make videos and give speeches like this one.
Trudeau calls this the Accelerator Fund. It took him a year and a half just to take the paperwork from the cities. Does that sound like acceleration to you? A year and a half of paperwork and not a single house built since it was announced in the spring of 2022. Not only that, yesterday he said his announcement of $74 million would bring 2,000 homes in London. They were already planning to build 6,000. So it's actually less homes than the city was already going to build. What this is a photo op fund. It allows Justin Trudeau to show up in places where housing was already being built with a check to do a photo op. We don't need photo ops. We need a mathematical formula that gives more money to cities that build more homes and less money to municipalities that block homes. And that's what I propose. You increase home building 1% above the target, you get a 1% increase in your federal infrastructure money. You come in at 1% below the target, you get a 1% reduction. So it is a scalable incentive that gets the local government gatekeepers out of the way to build homes that you can afford.
I do really like that plan, and I think that is something that we really need. And as Pierre stated in a previous video, I think it was the 1950s or 1970s, one of those time frames, that they were actually building more houses then than they are now. Last year, I think Canada only built 219,000 houses, and one of the years back in the 70s, they built 259,000 houses, which is really tough because, in the 50s or 70s, we had like 20 some million or maybe just under 30 million people living in this country. So we have way more people and way less production. And it doesn't seem like an efficient way for an economy to run, especially not when you have 500,000 to 1 million immigrants coming in every single year. It's not very good.
Talking of which, do you know where Justin Trudeau is this weekend? That's right. He's just flown into New Delhi for the G20 summit. Justin Trudeau, India, What could possibly go wrong, right? The G20, 19 other governments looking to him to learn what not to do, keen to avoid his mistakes. Because of the 20 heads of government there, he is the one who inherited a golden economic legacy that the other 19 could only have dreamt of. He's the guy who won the lottery and then threw away the ticket, right? Who could have had a richer bequest than the one left behind by Stephen Harper? A budget surplus, falling taxes, falling crime, secure borders, sound money. He had it all, and look at what he did with it. You know, there's a structural unfairness, isn't there, in politics? When times are good, people feel they can afford to let go. They can afford to vote for these high-spending, high-taxing parties, and those parties then empty the nation's coffers, exhaust its credit, and that's when they send for the Conservatives to clean up the mess. And that's why our parties, yours and mine, end up doing all the heavy lifting. So roll up your sleeves, my friend, because it isn't long to wait now.
Wow, I must have missed that at the Conservative Convention. That was an incredible speech. Not only did Trudeau inherit a country that was in a very good economic position, but he also comes from a long line of politics and supposed understanding of politics, with his father being prime minister way back in the day. Obviously, his father did not run the country well, as the Trudeau name is not held highly here in Canada. It's dragged through the mud. But you would think that he would have been able to learn from, his father's mistakes, being into politics for as long as he has been, being able to observe people's errors and strategize accordingly. Yet he has come out as the most hated prime minister ever, one of the most hated men on the entire planet, which is very, very difficult to achieve given how many crazy nut jobs are out there right now. But congratulations, Justin Trudeau. You were given a lottery ticket, as the individual said, and you threw it away. We're going to take a look at one of the little clips here that Rebel News had posted on their Twitter. Prime Minister Trudeau says he's giving major grocery retailers until Thanksgiving to come to Ottawa and explain what they're doing to stabilize lower food costs. This is a weird stronghold power move by Trudeau. I don't think it's going to work in his favor. If the grocers don't act, Trudeau says the government will take action. Of course they will.
On the grocery orders that you're putting in place, can you be more clear? It seems like you're just asking for cooperation right now. What specifically is your government considering? If you don't see that cooperation from the grocery stores, will you put orders in place?
I have to begin by thanking the hardworking MPs behind me who have made sure that grocery store CEOs of the big grocers were called into Ottawa to explain how they're making record profits while Canadians are struggling.
I don't want to take away from the word salad that's currently being said. I do want to point out, though, that every single time Chrystia Freeland bobbles her head, if you're watching this video at nighttime, take a shot of beer. What is it, Friday today? Take a shot of vodka. Let's see if you can get through the rest of this YouTube video without being absolutely hammered. Somebody count for me. Somebody count how many times that she's bobbling her head, because it's really distracting, it's annoying, and it's so unprofessional.
Struggling to put food on the table. We know there is more they can do, that they must do to keep food more affordable for Canadians. And that's why we're giving them an opportunity to come to Ottawa by Thanksgiving and tell us exactly what they're going to do to stabilize food prices across this country and ideally start bringing them down. We are confident that they will be able to come up with a strong plan to support Canadians. If they don't or are unable to, then yes, the federal government will take action, and we're not taking anything off the table. But I am confident that those large grocery leaders who are making record profits are going to step up for people in their communities from coast to coast to coast.
What in the world is wrong with these people? You have other bobbleheads in the stands here behind Justin Trudeau. You've got the two liberals on his left and right looking at each other, just looking at each other and be like, oh, it's our cue. And they just bobbled. It's so bizarre. It's worse than watching puppets. It's worse than watching some psychedelic YouTube video while you're stoned out of your mind. This is the reality of Canadian politics right now. We have actual psychopaths that are running our country, that feel comfortable standing in front of a camera that's being broadcasted on national television, and they just bobble their head as if everything's okay. I understand if you've got like Parkinson's or whatever those other things are where you bobble your head and you bobble, your hands shake and stuff like that. They don't have that. They're just psychopaths. They just stand there and smile and nod in front of the camera as if they're a part of the conversation, and they're not. It's so weird. It's very creepy, and it just kind of goes to show how messed up Canada is and the people that are running this show, because that's not normal behavior, everybody. Not at all. Anyways, we're going to end this video on a bit of a more positive note. If you're interested in having a matching hat or a matching sweater, you can find the link for that down in the description. I've got the Freedom hat here. This is my favorite hoodie. I just got my wife. It just came in today. The Keep Calm and Fight for Freedom hoodie in maroon. And the current hat that I have on right now is the Triple Freedom Classic hoodie in the obviously camo, the green and brown CAD pad. So link for that is down in the description below. I want to thank all of the ongoing channel members for your support. I want to thank everybody who has subscribed. And I want to thank everybody who has gone out and purchased something from the merch shop. I hope you enjoyed your products. I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you do, smash that like button, share this video to your Facebook group, whatever it is you got to do. And I will see you all in the next one. Bye for now. Thanks so much for making it to the end of the video. If you want to support the channel financially, you can do so by checking out the merch shop linked right up there. Or if you want to do something for free, which is also absolutely acceptable and highly encouraged, you can subscribe right there. If you want to continue watching videos like this, you can do so by clicking or tapping right there to watch the next upcoming video. And if you want to watch a little bit of different content, but also Canadian stuff, you can do so by clicking right up there. That's my second channel, House of Canada, also known as the House of Commons Highlights. Thanks so much for watching. I look forward to seeing you in the next video.